and welcome to a Winner's Corner that will spend this Thursday in Norway at Momarken racetrack. We have a third V75 round in a row for this week. And Mike, what can you in general tell us about this round?
Well, it's very difficult. The track at Momarken is a difficult track with very tight turns, and you really don't want to go too fast into the first turn. You usually see a lot of breaks there. Also, they don't have a shoe ban in Norway, so you are allowed to pull the shoes if the weather conditions allow it.
Very well then, let us start in race 3. It equals the first leg in the V75 round. The distance is 2,640 meters, and it's a big field with 15 horses. And how do you want to open up this day?
Well, I think I'm going to go for a win bet here on number 11, Handsome Hank. I think this is a pretty good horse, good trainer as well, good driver. Åsbjörn Tengsereid is always good in the sulky. Last time, the horse looked strong in an easy win. He took the lead early on and drove to the lead after a pretty fast start and then just, won it very comfortably. So I think he's got a good chance here. He's got an okay handicap. Fantassoa is probably a better horse, but that one is 20 meters behind. And I think Handsome Hank is probably going to be aggressively driven and head forward early on here.
So we start off this Thursday with a win bet in race 3, number 11, Handsome Hank. And now we make a jump to race 5, V75-3. It's a race for mares over 2,140 meters. And what can you offer us here?
I'm going to go for a Quinella here. Number 1, Southwind Jizzle has looked strong lately, very fast behind the gate, and will get a good racing trip here from the inside draw. In her last win, she was quite good. She beat some really nice horses, but she's up against a very tough competitor here. And number 3, Amarone Classic is going to be my winner here. In her last win, she really blew me away. She went 3 wide, 800 meters from the goal. She was last at that time, and then finished extremely strong the last 800 meters there. So I think Amarone Classic stands out a bit in this race, but Southwind Jizzle from the pocket slot could prove a bit difficult or dangerous as well. Either way, I think those two are going to be first and second.
Quinella bet suggestion here in race 5 with horses number 1 and 3. Now we make another jump to race 7, and we find ourselves in V75-5, and this is also a race for mares. And you think that you might have localized an outsider that can win this race?
Yes, I've got a Swedish outsider who I hope will be flying under the radar for the Norwegians. Number 2, Isabel Boko. Very strong performance last time at Mantorp racetrack. Petter Karlsson was driving that time. He made an early move. She was out wide through the first turn. Then he just headed forward, claimed the lead, and after that he put in a fast last lap there, and she looked really strong. This time Benzin is driving. I think that is no minus. He knows his way around the Norwegian tracks and always gets his horses to perform. So I think Isabel Boko, with that form she showed last time, has a good chance against these horses. I don't know the Norwegians all that much, but just reading the card, I think she moves down in class a little bit.
A very interesting win bet suggestion here in race 7 on horse number 2, Isabel Boko. The daily double races this Thursday takes place in races 8 and 9, and DD1 holds a likely favorite in number 11, Monfalcone. And you think that this is a horse that we should place our money on?
Yes, I think so. I think he stands out a bit in the class on his own here. He's got a horrible post, of course, but he always finishes strong. But last time he beat much better horses than this very comfortably at Färjestad there. And he showed form. He's had form for quite some time, actually, but hasn't really had the results that you expect. But last time he looked wonderful there. And I think they'll have a hard time resisting him. Keep in mind, we got a really long final stretch at Momarken. So I think he's going to come flying in the middle of the track there and reach the wire first.
A likely favorite there in DD1, and then I suppose that it is not so likely that we will have a favorite in DD2. And your pick number 11, Belfax, he isn't a favorite.
No, he's going to be an outsider here. The Norwegians have really strong cold bloods in Garland, Moe Garland and Odd Heracles. But Belfax is a really good horse. He showed great form last time in a comfortable win with the trainer Jan-Olof Persson. This time Mike Anderson is driving once again. I think that's a big plus. And Belfax is a very capable racehorse who's had a lot of injuries, and now he's been racing a bit more often. I think he's going to improve with every race now.
And as usual, when Mike gives us a daily double suggestion, we have one single combination for the daily double. V75, we have Winterburst week, and this Thursday is the third day in a row with the V75 around. Momarken racetrack in Norway is where we are, and Mike's V75 system, it looks like this. We can see, Mike, that you have, let's see here now, 2 bankers, and we've talked about both of them. Number 3, Amaron Classic in the 3rd leg, and number 2, Isabelle Bucco in the 5th leg. Anything you want to add about those 2?
Well, it's a bit of a gamble, of course. I think Amaron Classic, if she races up to what she showed last time, she should win it comfortably. Isabelle Bucco is going to be an outsider, I hope and think. So that's a bit of a gamble. But I feel pretty good about those 2. I'm not all that worried. I'm a bit more worried about some of the other legs instead.
Yeah, let's take a closer look at some of the races that we haven't talked about yet. And we start with V75 2. It's a race for cold-blooded horses. Number 8 has been scratched, so there are 14 horses left, divided up over 3 tiers. You mark 3 of them. Why these 3?
Well, this is the race I'm most concerned about. I haven't seen all of these horses at all in the video archives. Most of them I checked out, but some of them are completely unknown to me, and I would just have preferred to mark all the horses. But the 3 I've singled out seem a bit faster than the rest and seem a bit more solid than the rest. Well, it's a very, very difficult race. You got a winning horse, for instance, in number 7 there. I think that's a horse that keeps on winning, even though its slow paces is always dangerous.
V75 4 is another race that we haven't talked about yet, and it's for horses that have earned between 30 and 100,000 Norwegian crowns. So it's a low-class race. You mark 5 horses. Who's the most interesting one, you think, out of these 5?
Once again, a very difficult race, but from the videos, I would say number 1, Leonardo da Vinci. That one looked really interesting on the videos there, and then also number 7, Ada Boy. That one I've seen several times in Denmark. A really strong horse and a capable racehorse.
Finally, do you want to make any comments about the last 2 races in the round? Because on the DD you placed one single combination, but here you spend quite a few marks.
Yes, I feel very safe with those 4x4 marks. I would say that Montfalcone is also a good choice for a banker. So I was considering banking him as well and then marking more horses in the cold blood race. And maybe that's the way to go. But I found that there was pretty low percentage on some of the opposition to Montfalcone.
Very well then, your sister Mike, this Thursday, it consists of 480 combinations. Of course, you find more information about this race day at Momarken Racetrack at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. And with that, we wish you the best of luck now with your bets this Thursday. Bye-bye.